joining us now is Mac Jones. Got a little camera crew here right now.
Yeah.
Wait, do you have makeup on right now or no? You getting all dolled up?
No, I don't.
He's young enough he doesn't have to use it like you guys.
No, I know. Hey, when you're old, you got to hide some things.
What do we got here? Describe what's going on here. Is this for
I think
Patriots?
yeah, they're trying to see a little inside look at what we do.
Okay.
I guess.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
I don't know.
What a tough week.
Did
Wow,
we-
this is uncomfortable. This guy's right in your face.
Yeah. Did we
back up,
sign
dude.
off on this?
Jeez, how about it? I don't even get the
I'm
waiver.
just going with the
Get Joe,
flow.
do you have a
Hey.
Zoom?
Go
So,
with the flow.
so let me ask you. Obviously, not the results you guys wanted on Thursday, right? Good football, entertaining. Obviously, you're on the wrong end of it, but take away some positives for you guys offensively. Felt like you guys moved the ball real well. It was a great game by you. As far as those numbers go, were fantastic. So could you take some positives out of it?
Yeah, I think we just, like I always say, just keep improving every week and find ways to get better and watch the film. And whether we win or lose, that's what you have to do is just watch the film and get better. Obviously, we want to win every game we play in, and that's the goal in the NFL. And obviously, we have a new week here. It's kind of a quick week, quick turnaround in its own way. So excited for this one. Done a lot of good things, like you said, in that last game and in practice and all that stuff. So we're just trying to build on that and make stuff better than it can be.
So, Mac, a lot of people have been talking about the red zone issues, struggles, whatever. But Joe Judge earlier in the week mentioned, described the red zone as a dynamic area. Can you explain to us what that means?
I don't have the context. I don't know, but I think it means
struggling in the red zone and what can you do to improve it? Was
yeah,
the question.
I think it's kind of what I said last week with the whole it's a flip the switch area where you're like, all right, we're in the red zone. You have to have a heightened awareness and kind of really know where you're at on the field. Just like if you're in the fourth quarter, if you're backed up on your own goal line, things like that. You just have to have a heightened awareness. So we definitely talked about it, and it's just about execution down there. You can't look at a red zone play different, really, but you kind of have to have that heightened awareness. It's still a football play, and you still have to execute it, regardless of where you're at.
Now,
where you're at on the field.
I know they tell us that, but when you get to the red zone, some teams kind of tighten up and they get nervous, and if you don't have a lot of success with it, I think maybe there can be some panic, stressed out based on, okay, we got to finish. Has that been tougher when you guys realize that you're in that area? Is there a collective okay, don't freak out?
Yeah, I think, like I said, just take it for what it is, and obviously we want to score touchdowns down there. So field goals are good and stuff, but we want to try and score more touchdowns. So we definitely talked through it, walked through it, practiced it, did it in games. It's just doing it consistently, and when we're down there, it's just another play, and we need to realize that it has more significance than maybe a normal play, but it really is just a normal play.
We've been talking about how we think that this is one of the best games that the offense has played all season. Obviously, you guys lost, but did it feel different for you out there on Thursday night in terms of just sometimes you talk about getting in that flow state? Did you feel a little bit more of that compared to some of the other games that you've played in this season?
No, I think, obviously you want to grow as an offense, and I feel like we're doing that. It hasn't been necessarily super smooth, obviously, but we're doing some things a lot better, and that's what's important. And when it shows up in the game, you just need to build on it. We need to finish better and score even more points, and we know this week that'll be a big challenge against the Bills. So that's kind of where our focus is, and they got a great defense over there, and we got to put up as many points as we can and just keep working towards that. And don't chase the points too much. You got to execute your job and let the points come to you.
We're talking to Mac Jones, quarterback of the New England Patriots. And, Mac, one of the struggles when things aren't going well in the red zone, you get a call like there was against Hunter Henry. So take me through that, the emotions of it. What did you think about the catch? Is it concerning that the league doesn't seem to understand what a catch is, or at least different views?
Yeah, I think it's tough, right? There's a lot of emotions around a touchdown play and things like that, but at the end of the day, they're going to look at it and make a decision, and quite frankly, we have no control over it. So as players, you just got to move on, and if it's a touchdown, great. If it's not, then play the next play really well. And we did that, but obviously want to score more, and it's going to have plays like that are going to have an effect on the game, but we also have to score more points so it's not even an issue at the end of the game. So definitely a learning experience, and the most important part is it's out of our control, and just continue to play and play with each other.
What about the blatant face mask? Is that something you just have to, like, I don't know, do you have to overact to try to sell that? Because it was obvious the guy grabbed your face mask and it wasn't called. The ref's right, I mean, they're right there. That's something they usually call all day long.
Yeah, I try to just communicate and
in a nice way?
Yeah, I'm sure. Depends, right? But I think that's another thing, like, out of your control, but you can also let them know for, like, the next time it might happen or whatever. And, of course, it should be a flag or whatever, but at the end of the day, they might have missed it or whatever. And that's part of the game, and they have a tough job. You know, there's reviews and stuff like that, but you can't really review that play. So it's kind of like, hey, I'm just letting you know that's what happened. And they can either throw the flag or maybe somebody else saw it. So it just depends. And another good learning experience, just kind of don't let it affect anything. And those guys have a tough job to do, and they're always going to try and do it the right way.
How aware you are from what refs are calling the game? And is there like do you have a relationship with them as far as, hey, how are the kids, how are the family? Like, how does that whole interaction work with the refs? Because I feel like there's got to be you got to have the same crew multiple times throughout the year, yes? Yeah.
I think, like, obviously the older quarterbacks have even more, of a relationship with some of these guys. But I think all of them, you talk to them before the game, and I've either had them this year or last year at some point. And yeah, I like to talk to them and keep it loose. And, they're out there having fun in their own way. Like, that's kind of what they're doing on their Sunday. So a lot of them, they're out there trying to call the game as best they can. And they're not playing, but, they're they're trying to enjoy it, right? I mean, you wouldn't be out there unless you're trying to enjoy it with each other. So, like, those crews are super close together. You can tell they operate a tight ship and all that. So it's kind of cool to see that. And you learn their names and what they do for a living on the side.
Yeah, I think calling them by the first name would actually help you. Like, call them by, like, Walt, hey, do something about this.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously, this Bills defense pretty good. I've heard Bill talk about, you talk about it. What makes this Bills defense so difficult to score points against?
Yeah, I think they've done a good job ever since Leslie Frazier's been there the past 5 years, and Coach McDermott obviously has a great defensive background. So they just do a lot of really good fundamental things schematically, and now obviously they have the players too. So it's like it's a lot of really good things they have going for them. Obviously got a chance to play against them last year. It's a little bit of a different defense, but they do a lot of the same stuff, and they've added some things that can help them and all that. So at the end of the day, we just got to go out there and compete really against ourselves and understand who we're going against here. This is top defense in the league, great coaches, top to bottom. They're good at every position. They got veterans, they got young players. So yeah, it's going to be a big challenge, but really it just starts with us.
There have been reports out that there's an illness going around the Bills locker room right now. How aware are you guys in your own locker room hearing things like that and how it relates to their injury report when you're on such a short week that it's not like, okay, they have all the way until Sunday to see you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really
hope they're all sick.
Oh, gosh. I don't really look at any of that stuff, so unless the coaches or my teammates say something to me, then usually, I just kind of let it go, but obviously you don't want that to happen to anybody to get sick, so kind of just at the end of the day you can't control it, and we just got to go out there and play our game.
Now, I know it's not, and technically it's a Thursday game, but it's not a short week. You've had a week kind of in between here getting ready for it. How much does how the season ended last year, play into that? Do you sense like a different preparation for it, given that was a team that knocked you guys out?
Yeah, I think just with a division opponent and obviously a really good football team, there's going to be a heightened awareness for doing the little things right, and we're trying to do that in practice. We just got to carry it over to the game, and that's every week. Every week in the NFL's, it's tough to win, regardless of if it's divisional or not, or this is a great rivalry and all that. So obviously we have a lot to play for, and like I always say, it starts with us, and we got to focus on doing our part and then going out there and competing against a great team.
All right, so it's time for the quarterback question of the week. The quarterback question of the week is sponsored by Northeast Men's Health, where they specialize in taking care of men's sexual health. They have offices in Dedham near Legacy Place, in Salem, New Hampshire, in Marlborough serving Metro West, and now in Woburn. Learn more at northeastmenshealth.com. All right, huge debate. You have to pick a side. You can't say maybe, I'm not sure. Real tree or fake Christmas tree? Would you get a real Christmas tree or a fake? What side are you on? And you can't. You have to answer. What do you prefer?
I mean, we've always had a fake Christmas tree.
Okay.
That's
So-
a Southern boy right
What,
there.
what does that have to do with the South?
Oh,
I mean, it's
you
just
can't
like-
get a real
But if
Like
you
Christmas
had
tree in the South.
Sophie actually bought like a really cool one for our house.
A
It's
fake
like,
one.
Yeah, it's giant. It's like 12 feet tall.
Wow.
But it has like you can do like the white lights, and then it also
Oh.
changes to like the kids' lights. You know.
See, I feel like that's the way to go.
And,
It
like,
is. No, it is.
Yeah.
It is. That's the mature way to go.
There's no
Yeah.
shame in not getting a real tree.
Although
Yeah,
the
I think
smell of
the-
a real tree is nice, but it can be a pain
Yeah.
in the ass.
You can
Yeah,
get
I'm
that.
not
at-
really
Get the
sure.
spray.
Right, you have to go and like pick it out. Right, that's the big thing.
Have you never done it?
No.
Oh, see, I feel like since
Yeah.
you're in New England, you should do it. You
Yeah,
and
overrated,
Sophie
man.
you should do it once.
Overrated.
It's a
No,
it's
you
a
really
fun
should
date.
do it once.
Yeah.
One if you ever have a bye week around right
That's
after
your own-
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I guess like the
go
smell,
out
right?
once, just
Yeah.
once, and then you'll have pine needles all over your floor, and you'll say
True.
we're never doing this again. But at least you did it once.
You know, really, you don't have to go to a tree farm. You can actually, it's okay to just go cut the tree down
Yeah,
in
true.
anyone's yard. It's
That
like
is-
a whole new rule they made.
that is not true.
That's not
I mean-
a
Don't do
rule.
that.
You can't do that.
You could,
Don't
I
do
guess,
that.
if you wanted to.
Don't
But I
do
definitely, I mean, either way, it's great to have a tree up. Right?
It
Is
is.
it up
Scent-
yet?
Yeah, it's up. It's
All
up.
right, good. There
Oh,
you
there
go.
you go. All right,
Yeah.
good, good,
All right.
good.
All
All right,
good.
Mac. Well, listen, we appreciate you coming by.
Thanks.
Good luck Thursday against Buffalo, and we look forward to talking to you next week.
All right,
All right.
thanks. See you.
All right, there it is, Mac Jones.